All right, good morning. Welcome back from spring break. So we're gonna jump right into the next unit. Hope you guys had an awesome spring break. And what we're starting with is our programming unit. So whether you're at home or in class, we're doing the same thing. Okay. So what I want you guys to be able to do is to use design mode basically to create a user interface, and also basically create event-driven programming. So that means when you do something, you have to program what is it that happens next. So last time we hit start and it just drew something, right? Now it's going to be if they click this or this, what will happen? So it's more if, it's more events. It's those type of programming ideas, okay? And then our success criteria is you're going to be able to debug simple issues related to an event-driven program, okay? All right, so we're going to do this whiteboard activity if we're in class. If we're not, we'll just do it tomorrow in class, but if you're online, we'll just skip that for now. So let me show you an example of an event-driven program. So right here on the left side, if I hit run, it has an actual button now because we created an interface, right? What people can actually see. And if we hit start, right here it has a question and there's different answers. And so depending on which one I click, it has each of them there. So am I clicking same or elephants or bricks or spelled wrong or whatever here? It'll do something, and that do something could be a new screen or it could be a sound effect. So I'm going to go to they're the same stupid. And it has the next question with Patrick laughing. I didn't make this, by the way. Okay, there, it's done. Do you like dogs? No, they smell better than me. No, I like demon cats. Yes, because I'm not stupid. I think that's the right answer. And there we go. Okay, that's annoying. I'm so sorry. It's just what one of my students made last year. All right, so there's an example of the kind of stuff you might be looking at here. And then we will begin. So from here on out, I'm just going to kind of follow the tutorial that you would see. So you're going to go to Code Studio, and when you click Computer Science Principles, when you first come up to your unit, it should be Unit 5. I did assign it to everybody in class for this year, and I'm going to run through this. So if you want to do this on your own, that's fine. I think I might just make this like a 2-day thing. Okay, so you're only going to get about halfway. So do this with me as far as I can get in 15 minutes. We'll call that halfway. Okay. All right. So the lesson overview, there are different vocabs. So check those out, please. But we still have functions. All right. We have events. So there's event is just what causes something to happen. An event-driven program is when you click something or type something or whatever. It's designed to run blocks of code depending on what the user, you, are inputting, okay? And then event handling. So this idea that you make the program respond to specific events, okay? All right, and then we'll just go on from there. But just also understand the user interface, the UI. That's the visual elements of the program that the user controls to communicate with the computer, okay? And use this all the time. When you're typing, clicking, talking, all of those are inputs into the computer, and then the computer has to know what to do if those things happen, okay? Now, this tutorial, Bubble 2 here, you can skip it if you like because we're going to watch it in class, okay? So let's get into this design mode. So this is different from last time. Last time you just had you put your code in and it would draw. Well, now they have this new tab called design mode, and this is where you're going to drag and drop stuff into the user interface to be able to have it so when the user uses it, it has some sort of, interface, some sort of layout that they can follow and make sense of. All right, so you'll notice in the next screen, I'll basically just show it to you. Okay, but if you'd like to read through this, it might make more sense than the way I say it. But just understand two big things. There's user interface elements. Those are the things you put on the page, and then user interface events. Okay, that's the clicking and scrolling and mouse over and things like that. So you have to make an object or element, and then you have to code it and say what happens with it. And you'll see that in just a moment here. Okay, so let's just run through it a little bit quick. Now, they don't give us much user interface controls right now. That's to make it simple so we understand what's going on. We also have this little turtle, move forward, turn left, and whatnot. This is the new part. You have screens, which there's only one right now, and you have design mode. So in design mode, you have different options here to use. I want you to really take note that the fact that the buttons, labels, radio button, text input, those are all different things. Okay, so you really want to make sure you use the right one. I've had people put a text input instead of a button, It doesn't work well. Okay, so make sure you notice that. Right now, the user interface design mode is looking at the screen and it has a background color. And I could change that right here. For example, I'll put 200 and you can see it turns into a light yellow instead. Okay, but let's try dragging an element in. So I'm going to drag a button on. Button. Ooh, it says button here. Now, it's here. And then the properties are here. So if I click on the screen, it's going to show the screen properties. If I click on the button, it's going to show the button properties. All right, so don't confuse the two. You want to make sure you click on the right one first. Next thing is the button ID. The button ID is the name of the button. Now notice this says button, and this one says button 1. You can name this whatever you want, okay? But you need to know what it is. So it makes sense to call it that. But maybe I'd call this start button, for example. And then that way I'll know that, maybe the text for this one, button probably doesn't make sense, but maybe start makes sense. All right, so whatever you type in the text, it'll show up in here, and I can change those things on here as well. I can click and drag the edge of this and make it whatever size I need, or I can change it here, for example, and it will do that as well, okay? And I can drag it around. It has X and Y position here too. So these controls right here, really you can click on them and change them for the most part. Same thing with the text color and the background. So it makes sense to have these different, so you can call them different things. And I even have the font, which is pretty nice. Okay, there's Arial. Ooh, I like this one. I don't know why. I've always liked Tahoma. Is that how you say it? Tahoma? And there we are. So there is also depth. If I have two buttons on top of each other, like this, for example, I can change the depth or, what's in front or what's behind right here. Okay, if I don't want this element anymore, you can just drag it back and let go of it and it's gone. Okay. All right, I think that's about it. Now, there is this event thing right here. It says insert and show code, because if I go back to coding, for example, I don't see any code right now, but in design mode, if I click on that button and go to events, from here, if I want, I can do it other ways too. I can hit insert and show code, and boom, I just made it so if I click on it, it will do something, okay? Now, I'm going to spend a little time with this, and we're going to hit on it over and over, so don't worry if you don't quite get this. But it says on event, start button, click, and then it will console log saying start button clicked. So what this means is on event means it's waiting for an action. It's waiting, it's listening for us, okay? And the start button is what I named this, okay? So on event, so basically there will be an event where if someone clicks on it, and by the way, you can change this, it will console log start button clicked. So let's run this and see what happens. So if I click it, you'll see at the bottom here, it says start button clicked. Click it again, and there 3 times. You can also change this to, for example, mouse over. All right, reset it, hit run. And right now there's nothing. I don't even click on it. Look, mouse click, mouse click, mouse click, 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 click. I'm not even clicking on it, but it's saying start button clicked, when really it should probably say mouse over or something like that. All right. I said I didn't even do the right thing yet, and that's true. All right, so let's go then back to this. What does it want us to do? All right, so it says switch to design mode. Boop. Okay, drag a button in. I did that. Change the text to say click me. We know how to do that. You can even so I gotta go to properties here, and it needs to say click me! Exclamation point. Click me! Do it! Make the color of the button red. So I believe I can just type in red. Yeah, it'll do it if it's a simple one. No, I can't. I don't think I can say bright red. Will you do bright red for me? Nope, you won't. You could probably also pick red. I don't know if it'll accept it. So I'm just gonna let you know. Just type in red. You're good. Run it. Finish it. Booyah. Oh, are you finished? It's up to you to check your work. Yeah, we did it. Okay, let's move on. Oh, wait, actually, if you look, there might have been one more direction here. Design mode. Oh, no, it's all set. I just didn't put it in the same spot as them. All right. Event-driven programming. All right, so the things I just mentioned are the things that this thing talks about. So user triggers event, events trigger code, meaning right here is the ID, button 1. The event name is click, and then the callback function. So there are functions. So things you put inside there are considered your function. If you don't remember, you had a call and a definition. Well, the call is like right here attached with it, which the call is going to happen when you do it. And then the definition is right with it. It's so much easier. Definition, call, they're They're together and they only happen when you click on it, mouse over, change a key, whatever it might be. All right, so you trigger the event by clicking, for example, and then the event function is triggered, all right, and that triggers the code, all right, it fires it. Fire! Moving on. All right, now, next one. It says add an on-event block. Oh, we already did that, so I'm gonna get rid of it just to make sure you know how to do it. You can click the object under design mode, go to events, and hit insert show code. By the way, make sure I click on the object first. Insert show code. There we go. Add an ID for your button. I called it the start button. Okay. All right, and then when it says move forward, we can add that. That's no problem. So I'm gonna go to my turtle and do move forward inside there, and run the program to make sure it works. All right. Let's see. Ooh, 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 ooh. Yeah, it works. Try changing the event type to mouse over. Let's see what happens here. So I'm going to do click, mouse over, and hit run. And watch this. Oh, do you see that? It just went boom. So it won't do it if I'm not moving. Watch. Boop. And if I move again, it'll start moving again. Well, there you go. All right, and there we go. So I'm going to finish that. Continue. We're all set. So you can kind of play around with that and see what it does. All right. I am done. Finished. Boom. By the way, if you ever get stuck, hit refresh. Make sure it's working. All right, now you know how to know the pattern to try it out. Add a second button, like right here, turn left. You have go forth and turn left. All right, so go to design mode, drag another button on the screen, switch the code mode, add an event block, add code inside the function to make it turn left, run, test, debug. Great. So let's change this then. I'm going to go back to design mode, and let's change this to make a little more sense. Forward. All right, my text is a little too big. So I'm going to change that. Wait, text width. Whoa, I'm changing the button width there. What am I doing wrong here? Font size, there we go. Forward. All right. And then we'll drag another button out that says button ID. Probably should call it turn left. That makes the most sense. You can change. You can call it Bobby if you want, but that probably doesn't work very well. Go left or turn left, whatever you want to say. All right. And so maybe we should put these up at the top, away from our other button. This is a little excessive. Let's make this a little smaller. There you go. Nice little design mode here. All right. Now again, I'm going to click on that object. I'm going to go to design mode. I already am. Sorry. Go to events and hit insert show code. Boom. Hey, look, we're back at other codes. So just understand, like, all your code's going to go in the same spot, even though I'm going to that option. When I click that design mode, insert show code, you don't need to do that. Let me show you another way. You can just drag this in, boop, like that, but you got to make sure you're changing it to what it is. So turn left, click, and then right now it has console log in there, which you don't even need. And then I can put my left in there instead. So turn left, and then probably 90 degrees makes sense. Let's run it. Go forward, go left. So there's my turns here. I'm going to change this back to not mouse over. Let's go to click. It's going to be a lot slower and manageable. Forward, 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 left, 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 forward, forward, forward. All right, there we go. Reset, run, finish. It works. All right. Ooh, we're up to 13 minutes. Whew. Okay, so this is going through what steps you should probably take. So design mode, you want to set up what it's going to look like first. Add those elements, those user interface elements. And then you're going to go to on event code and insert the things you want to do. All right. So you put the event in there, and then you put your your code in the event handling, basically inside that function. All right. And then run, test, debug. It's always that. It's run, test it, doesn't work the way I want, and then debug, makes those changes. Okay. All right. Choosing good IDs. All right. So usually it just says button 1, button 2, button 3 if I add those in there. You don't want that. Go ahead and actually name them. And we still use camel case. So go forward, or move forward, lowercase the first letter, and then uppercase the next letter of the next word. And you should be good on there. So use camel case. It is case sensitive. If it's uppercase in one spot, you got to make sure it's uppercase in the next one. And make sure, again, you give some sort of description. It's going to work a lot better. Okay, that's as far as we're going to go for Monday. thanks for watching. I hope you get through it. If you don't, I'll see you in class. Email me, text, not text. Just get a hold of me. See ya.